And here she comes. Cool. Can you hear me? Hi. All right. So, hello to those of you guys who joined, which that was fast. We're just going to keep talking the conversation that we were having on WhatsApp, and people will keep. So, crypto's doing crazy things. I'm sitting in front of my computer, and we're seeing these volatility moves. And the question I think is how to trade it and why. So my quick answer is just trade technicals, trade whatever you know how to do. If you like drawing lines and support resistance, do that as normal. But if there's news and you're trading crypto, there's some opportunity. I tend to not trade crypto news, sorry, any type of news in finance or otherwise, because there's not a lot of profitable strategies, with the exception of fear-based news. So the rumor you told me said, looks like Binance was hacked, and look, everything's falling, right? And I said, hold on, I'm going to be patient because things are going down fast. Let's find out whether it's an existential threat to Binance first, right? So somebody got the keys to the entire kingdom and they're just destroying the whole thing, in which case the short is justified. Or in the event of some dude just dumped a lot of stolen coins, which at very first seems to be the case. But let me just finish my super quick analysis. It started 2 minutes ago. I noticed Ethereum was doing crazy things too. Dropped like crazy, and there's no reason why Ethereum should be dropping if Binance is in trouble. So what did I do? I opened a long position right around that crazy tail at 1347. And by the way, I'm recording my screen, so I'm going to put all of my trades, including this conversation, with my mouse moves live. Anyways, Lisa, what's happening? You're the crypto expert. I just look at numbers on a chart and I make money from buying and selling.
Hey, so I trade the news. I was looking at Twitter, and there was a rumor that Binance BNB was getting hacked, and looked at the chart, and it's in free fall mode. Then Tether's now blacklisting the address, which just further fuels the panic. And at this moment, China is waking up, so I'm expecting it to dip a little further. So I opened a short.
All right. So for anyone wondering what to do, I am buying. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm buying because at first look, this looks like it's somebody manipulative. It feels like it's someone's manipulating. There's a lot of technical stuff I don't fully understand. Some dude took money and bridged it and then put it and deposited and borrowed against it and then did some other maneuvers and hackery dackery stuff, which to me sounds like the guy figured out a loophole and he's exploiting it. So that's buy the dip for me. While we wait on that one, can you please explain to me how a decentralized currency such as Tethered, which lives in this whole non-custodial, whatever, how can a guy push a button and says you can't trade in my decentralized world? Like, what does blacklisting mean in the philosophical context of crypto? Why can a person decide you can't do U.S. Tether or whatever?
Because at the end of the day, the contract is still managed by like a centralized entity, and they can say, I don't want this group to interact with our contract, which the contract in this case is Tether. And it's really similar to like the OFAC kind of stuff that happened recently, where certain like USDC is now blocking certain addresses from using their contracts, and it's just a trend that's going to keep happening, I think, and in terms of stable coins.
Okay, so it's not so it's like quasi central. I did a podcast this morning with what are they called? Forbes. Forbes is starting a whole crypto thing, and so this the girl she's asked me. She's like, so what do you think about? I don't know. It was a question about decentralization and not being fully decentralized. Oh, I remember it was a proof of stake thing, right? And he's like, so how decentralized is this? And I was like, look, obviously it's not. Like the Bitcoin purists are right in that nobody can decide to do an upgrade to Bitcoin, right? They can fork it all day long, but the real one's still there. However, like quasi centralization is not bad. Like having a little hint of centralization allows you to do things that make sense. I'm not against blacklisting, right? If somebody did something bad, that's kind of like a defense mechanism by the community, so they should be able to employ that. But it does take away from the purity of saying, hey, this is just this self managing organism that's doing. And my bets are actually doing extremely well right now. I'm going to use more leverage. I'm buying. Why are you down?
I'm short, and it's going up.
Oh, no, no, no. You should cash out. I'm going to buy more Binance because that one seems like it's got more of a kick to it, right? I'll measure it in a second. But like if I look really, actually, I can do this on my screen here. So from the moment that it dropped, from the breaking news until the bottom, it dropped 13.21, and it is now only up by 4. So it still has like 9 to go if it goes back to where it started. Whereas Ethereum went down from here to here. It dropped 17, and it is now recovered. Yeah, approximately 11, right? So Binance has more room to go. So I am buying some more Binance right here.
How much has liquidated though? Because apparently 2 million was hacked.
Well, you tell the news and you tell me what it says, and I am going to start buying Binance, and I'll figure out what the truth is later on. Let's see, that's 1,400. Let's do some more money. Let's see if this lets me. Yes. All right. Sorry. So how much money was hacked? I don't know. The Twitter thread, which do you know how? Now that you're co-host, can you like put some of these Twitter context so that everyone that's listening can read up on them, and they're not completely lost on what we're talking about? Here, like the main one is the one from Green Jeff, right? That guy seems to be throwing the play-by-play, and I was actually reading the blacklisted portion of his thread when I switched over. So that's how far I made it down there. And maybe you can explain to me what it meant. I interpreted through my super fast read. Well, of course, I had to stop and make fun of CZ, because the first thing that I did is I go on Twitter and I search Binance, right, to see what it says. And the very first hit was like CZ saying something about like, I don't know, it was a philosophical thing about like, oh, the crypto, it's all about the flow. And I was like, right now, all the crypto seems to be flowing out.
It looks like 2 million was hacked or pulled out of a contract. It might have been a Binance Launchpad contract, and there's not enough liquidity in the market. So they're using every bridge, decentralized exchange, stablecoin to move out of BNB. And that's why we're seeing some other markets affected, like Ethereum.
So walk me through this like I'm 5. So let's suppose that somebody stole, right? So just so that we don't have to, we eliminate variables. So some dude steals the money, however it is he steals it. And now he wants to get rid of it, and he wants it to run with his money. So he's depositing this into lending pools, right? I think I understand that so far. It's like, here's my collateral, give me some other coin in return, right? All right, so I deposit my BNB everywhere. These lending pools say, sure, have your stable coins or whatever. Have fun with them. And then this guy's taking his stable coins and he is then, let's say, cashing them out at the bank or whatever, like putting them into his, Coinbase and withdrawing. So now it's in cash. So what happens to those lending pools? Looks like your shirt should be doing well now with Binance. Those lending pools, what do? How do they collect on their collateral? Or I guess they keep the collateral, right? They never get their USD back. Is that right?
It'll be imbalanced because the price would have dropped significantly.
Good. So that's what I assumed when I was reading that. It's like, and that was like the 4th or 5th tweet down. It says, if the price drops below, it's like 280 or something, that it's not going to, here it says, BNB, some drop off on the move. The position becomes unhealthy with BNB below. Oh, it's 220. Okay, so it's still quite a ways away. So if it's 220, then the collateral no longer covers his loan, right? So then that's when you start getting contagion, meaning they then get in trouble because they have a liquidity crunch, and whatever kind of shenanigans they're doing with their money, depositing in more of these 20% risk-free whatevers, they all of a sudden start getting their shit impounded. Is that right? And then you get like, okay.
Yeah, we'll start to see an imbalance in the pools. People will get the other, like, more BNB, and the person that is taking out will get like USDC, USDT.
Yeah. Well, so here's the reason why I'm still buying BNB, right? Because everyone right now is afraid. They're like, I don't know what's happening. I'm selling this. I think so far everything that you found, which is all on the blockchain, and people that are smarter than me have giving their opinions, they're saying people are just dumping this. And then the people that don't know as much as you and have less of a stomach than me are going to be selling. They're like, I don't know. I heard the word hack and I heard Binance, so I'm getting the fuck out, right? Maybe they're even pulling their funds from Binance, which does exacerbate the problem. But as far as I'm concerned, the market continues to be the same. This is no different than a rich Binance holder saying, I'd like a yacht, and then sells it, right? But the fundamentals of Binance continues to be strong. if this is a market manipulation attempt and or hack or whatever, that's nothing new to crypto. It's just, in fact, it feels like we were just through this with Luna, although this is not a Luna. That was much more spectacular. So then things just bounce back to normal. So I'm still going to long.
Well, like what
If
you
that's
said, the
the
fundamentals
entirety.
are strong, but like who really uses BNB and BSC anymore? Like last year it was super big, but
who uses anything other than like the 2 or 3 big ones? Like seriously, like I use the Binance platform. So, and I love the Binance platform, by the way, because I'm not in the US. So it gives me, I don't know what the US restrictions are, but like not living in the US, Binance is absolutely a beautiful platform. It's fast. If you're into centralized exchanges, they're constantly innovating. You click on the menu on the top when you log in, they have like a gazillion things that they're always coming up with. And so I have nothing against their platform, and I use them and I will continue to use them. But your question remains, why the coin, right? So the easy answer is because that's how I pay my gas fees, but they're minimal. But you're right. Who uses any coin for anything other than, if you're doing like NFTs with Ethereum, like literally or maybe Solana, I guess. The coins don't really do anything. Nobody takes payment in the other coins. They just quickly switch it to the normal ones. So it's like, sure, I'll accept your Cardano, and then the first thing I do is put it in USDC or whatever, some of the big ones. I'm not trying to single out any one crypto, but like nobody uses any coins. They're all proxies for each other, right? So I think that's probably why the market is so tightly correlated.
they're all correlated with like the S&P, but in this case,
no, with each other. So meaning like, so if money, let's suppose that somebody in the knows nothing says, I like crypto because crypto is going to cure cancer, right? Then the amount of fiat money that exists in crypto is going to increase, right? So the demand relative to the supply in crypto is going to increase, and that's going to make the prices go up. As opposed to saying, I like one coin, I'm already in crypto, and I'm going to change it from this coin to that coin because they're both good. I believe the net effect of that is zero because let's say one coin loses 1% and the other coin gains that 1%, et cetera, ceteris paribus. The system itself didn't increase its wealth. But if like my mom says, hey, I'm going to give you my credit card and I'd like to turn my dollars into coins, right? Now all of a sudden there's more actual money in the system. You're going to change it from one coin to the other. You change it from like a dollar bill to a coin, and that makes the number go up. And I believe that number, that's the money going into that system, affects all coins alike.
Right?
So this just happened. BNB has paused the chain.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. What does that mean?
It means that they've turned it off. They're going to try to restart.
What does that mean? There's a guy with a button? God damn it, you decentralized crypto. Why are you're unplugging it and plugging it back in?
Someone's dumping a huge amount of coins. We should unplug it. So they ran down to the servers.
That is hilarious. I absolutely love that. I love to get like a camera of the guy running to the room. Obviously nobody's running, but still, like the guy that says I'm going to reboot the computer. We have not gone very far away from Windows 95 over here. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I've lost more on the wrong end of like, I'm now short, now it's up, and now it's like long.
Just sit on your hands. Just close out your positions and come up with a strategy. Don't do anything. I'll tell you what, Ethereum is kind of worrying me a little bit because it is not looking nearly as strong as Binance. Regardless of all this news that you're reading to me, I'm just looking at I'm just looking at lines on my screen. I wonder if there's a way that I can share that too so that people can follow along. Hold on, let me see. I want to go on YouTube. No, I'm just going to stream this to YouTube. Here, let me see. I want to do some crazy shenanigans. Let's go here. Oh, I know how to do it. I know exactly how to do it. Hold on a second. We have that thing that we did that one time with what's the Streamcaster? Cat, what's it called? Do you remember? Damn it. For the
Oh, come on. Hurry up, Jamie.
The 13. I should have bought there.
Let me see. Let me search because now I want to share my screen and I can just stream this everywhere. Cast. No, it's not in here. Come on, help me think. What were the WSP DApp things done on? Remember, like the All those podcasts. No, I know, but like the thing that fed Periscope.
Oh, I forgot what the Streamcast was. Was it Streamcast?
Oh, StreamYard. Thank you. Thank you. StreamYard. Log in. Yeah, plus, like, I think I'm paying for it, so we can do... Oh, damn you.
Everything is down.
Well, I'm not looking at my screen now. I have sent an email to Jamie. Okay, so I got to do this. By the way, SMS, like, authentication is bullshit. My brother-in-law got super hacked in front of me the other day. It was incredible. I do not believe... I'll tell you about it later. Like, as soon as we're not talking about crypto... Well, I'm not... Maybe if we're having a down moment, I'll tell you about how they did it. It was actually pretty smart. All right, so what do I do here? Broadcasts. Sure, broadcasts. Create. New broadcasts. Let's throw it on YouTube. Let's throw it on Twitter. Let's throw it on Twitch. Let's throw it on... Fuck it. Facebook. Oh, damn it. Only can let me do 3. All right, so let's do breaking. Turmoil in crypto markets going haywire. I don't know how to spell that. Very nuts. Dude, find out why. Live discussion. All right. So customize use destination. No, fuck you. I'm not customizing anything. Create broadcast. People just want to see my screen. They don't care about the description. You're entering the broadcast studio. Pro tip: you can upload short videos. Hurry up. Allow mic and camera. Allow. Come on. Hurry up. Oh, start cam. Your browser can't access your devices. Close any applications.
Literally has trading. Oh, the free fall has stopped across like Ethereum as well.
And here I am trying to share my screen. Why won't it allow me to share my fucking screen?
Okay.
Enter studio. Oh, maybe it's because I haven't put my name in here. Jamie, maybe. Enter studio. Start cam without the camera. This is going to suck because I can't see my screen. Present screen. Oh, there we go. Hold on a sec. This might actually work. Oh, this is going to work. Okay, never mind. So I'm not going to be able to do my cool thing, but this will work. Nice. So I just don't have an avatar. I'm going to send you a link so that you can... whatever. People could just listen. No, yeah, I'm going to send you a link because otherwise people that are not on YouTube, they're not going to be able to listen to you. So how do I invite somebody to this damn thing? Settings. Invite. There you go. And copy. So I'm sending you a link. There we go.
All right. So I've just...
Are you still reading news?
Look at the charts.
No.
Click on the link.
Just click on the link. Click on the link, please, so that people can just talk on there too, and then people can watch it. I'm gonna go live. All right, and I'm going to say, make sure my microphone's working.
So. But don't you want to know what happened? So, okay, the hacker was not able...
No, I want you to tell me these things on camera. Everyone else wants to know too. Just join this thing.
Okay. Mute here.
I have no... All right, I'm going live. I'm not even going to wait for you. I'm going live. All right, so anyone on Twitter that is watching this, you can now refresh my thing, my Twitter profile, and you should be able to see a Periscope, I believe. And if you see the Periscope, then let me double check if somebody can confirm this is actually happening. Let me refresh my screen, and indeed, I am live. 0 viewers. Cool. Okay, so if anybody else is watching on YouTube or Twitch or whatever it is, we are discussing this breaking news. I'm going to skip over the context because the news is breaking, so just follow along. Now you're entered the studio. Let's unmute you, and Let's add to the stream. So now people should be able to hear you as well. Unmute yourself on the stream, please. And now tell us, please, what is happening. What is the update?
So it seems that the hacker was able to move 50 million and he got stopped because they halted the chain. So 400 million is still on BSC, but he cashed out 50 million to ETH and 50 million to Phantom. So I'm really curious what will happen to Phantom. And I think we've already seen what happened to the ETH price.
So explain that Phantom part to me because I don't understand.
What do you mean?
The Phantom, what does that have to do with Phantom?
Oh, Phantom is another chain. It's another smart contract blockchain. And the hacker moved funds from BSC to Phantom. It doesn't look like the Phantom price has been affected. It just went from 22 cents to 22 cents. So either it's parked on Phantom and it's staying there and he's not selling, or he's going to move from this to a stable coin on Phantom.
All right, a second. Let me find Phantom on here. I'm like still learning how to use FTX. So like and let's go to add maybe here. No, let's go add. Let's look for FTM. And there she is. Let's do perpetuals just because we're enjoying these recently. And let's throw this on a chart. So yeah, anyways, no, I don't want to do Phantom. Well, actually I do. Let's see, hide this thing here. Let's move this so that people can see the whole thing. So Phantom sucks. Look at the price. How is it 22 cents? I don't care about Phantom. It's got literally $8 million in volume. I want to know the following thing. What the hell is happening with ETH, right? So based off of that. So here's what I'm thinking. For my non-crypto self, let's put this one back in here. Let's me lock my trading because then I won't fat finger. Thank you very much. Get rid of these temptations and let's hide all my drawings. So on the left-hand side here, I have Binance. I have BNB. On the right here, you're going to be able to see ETH pretty soon. They're going in opposite directions. Nobody... Oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it wasn't ETH. Oh, yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, look, they're not doing the same thing, right? This is looking bullish as a motherfucker, right? In fact, I'm buying some more of this. Here, let's throw in some more. Where's my button? Let's buy some more. Let's buy 5. Let's see if it lets me because I'm like maxed out. No, it doesn't. Okay, I'll try again in a minute. This is looking bullish as hell. Look at that thing, right? This is exactly what, when I said I buy the fake news, this is what I meant by the fake news, right? Some dude right here at the top left of this Binance thing tweets a thing, or maybe he starts dropping a lot of coins, right? So maybe this is an actual dump because news doesn't spread that fast. Then it recovers and people are like, what the fuck's happening? Then here someone finally reads the blockchain and they interpret it and they do these Twitter threads. They're like, holy shit, hack, like everything's going down. So then everything goes down, right? All of a sudden people with brains come in and say, hold on a second, Binance isn't going anywhere. Their brokerage still kicks ass. Some dude just sold coins. Maybe it's a bad guy or maybe it's a rich guy. Who cares? That explains the first little bit of the move. This is just a bunch of panic sellers, but there's no existential threat to it. So I actually bought in right around here. Right? It took me too long to figure out the buttons or whatever. And so I'm very, very comfortable with not touching this. I also bought some this morning, which is this line up here, which is not a small position. And anyway, so I'm perfectly happy with just chilling, right? But Ethereum, the infallible, huge, like, I don't know, I consider the second biggest cryptocurrency to Bitcoin. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it certainly has a lot of uses. It shouldn't be as manipulatable. Phantom, on the other hand, it's got like $2.6 billion in volume, or maybe that's 2.6 billion Ethereum coins. I don't know because I'm new to this platform. But anyways, this number is really freaking big, right? Phantom, where was my Phantom? Right here. It's like a measly little 8. Oh, I have it twice. That's not a lot of activity, right? Solana, that's a big freaking number. Let's find Bitcoin. That's Atom. That's actually not bad. Where's my Bitcoin? There's my Bitcoin. It's not enough room for the Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's got so much volume. Look at that. So Phantom is manipulatable. Ethereum is not. So if something is happening on this side of the screen, I am officially worried about everything else right? If stuff that's happening on the left side of the screen, and Binance isn't small necessarily, but let's throw in some smaller coin in here. Let's throw in Uniswap, right? If Ethereum, and especially since they're both on the same chain, so if Ethereum is doing something, this is the leader of the pack. This is the one that's driving news. This is the one that's a lot thinner volume, right? You can see the spreads, this green and red line, right? That's a bit in the ask. They kind of bounce around a lot. You will not see that happening with Ethereum. That's a lot of liquidity. It's tight. You get good execution. In fact, here you can see the order book, right? Here you can see all the orders for buying, the orders for selling, tied to this chart here for Ethereum. If I were to swap these things around and I threw Uniswap in here so you can see the order book, it looks thin as hell, right? Like it's just like there's places where it's skipping it. Phantom is missing decimal places, right? If I throw Phantom in here, oh, it's actually not as bad. Which one was I looking at this morning? I was looking at like sushi, I think. Yeah, if you're like throwing sushi, which is also not a small coin, like look at this. Look at this order book. Like it's missing it because it's got so many decimal places. People just round it to the nearest number. This, by the way, I'm rounding in this one. So this is 0 point and then everything else that you're looking at. Such as right now it's 1 point whatever. Like this is thin. And look at this bid-ask spread. It's doing crazy stuff, right? So I don't care about any of those except for Ethereum. It tells me whether crypto is doing well or not. I don't put Bitcoin on there because Bitcoin kind of lives in its own world. People just like Bitcoin because it's the Bitcoin, it's the gold of crypto, and it's categorically different. But Ethereum, on the other hand, is like the father of DeFi, or at least it acts as a good signal for it. So Phantom doesn't concern me, but why is Ethereum doing this? Where's my Binance? Why was Ethereum fucking around if it's nobody hacked Ethereum. People hacked Binance. So watch. So we have here, I'm going to draw like a line here. Actually, look at the timestamps. All right, so this is 1650. 1650 is here. All right, so let me just kind of draw a line here. So this is 1650. This line here corresponds... Whoops. Ah, damn it. Oh, you suck. Clearly still learning how to do this. So this line, the two lines correspond to the same time scale, right? So when you see this yellow line, stuff happens. So if someone's playing around with pairs, you would assume that they do the same thing or that they do opposite things, right? But no, but they're not. They're not at all, right? Look at the price. Let's just look at the percentage, right? I don't know, I can't see this thing because it's really obtrusive here. So the percentage drop from that moment of the news or tweet or dump or whatever, this thing dropped 1.29%. On this side of the thing, it dropped 1.49. So it actually dropped worse. So maybe what happened here was this stuff right here was about to dump on ETH, right? So anyways, this is where the guy is doing whatever it is that he's doing, stealing, people being afraid. And what is he doing with his ETH? He's dumping the ETH? What does he do after he bridges it? No, after I steal tokens and I lend them out to somebody and then they give me ETH, and then what do I do with that money if I want to go buy my Ferrari? So then what happens to the ETH at this point? Like, so then, okay, yeah, so maybe the mechanics is what I don't understand. The guy starts by stealing Binance. Okay, so Binance goes down, ETH goes up, right? By this logic, $600 million, that's not a small amount.
Unless he bridged it, which doesn't cause... We're not seeing that price reflection in buying the ETH. So he moved from BNB to the ETH chain.
Let's ask Twitter and let's see what Twitter has to do. Actually, no, we can ask the audience. I forgot we have people listening. Where are they? How do I do? Oh, it's on my stupid phone. I hate Twitter. Hold on a second. Let's ask. Let me put my phone here. Anybody wants to chime in? Raise your hand. Anyone that can contribute a more intelligent conversation to other than just charts? Nobody. Oh, there's 2 requested people here. Let me see. Requested, approve.
Apparently, the hackers made their way to the U.S. 1-year rate.
What does that mean?
1 year, the rate for 1 year is like down like crazy. Wow.
Where do you see that?
1-year notes. Let's go over here. Yes. I'll post the link.
A lot of people are assuming it's a hacker, but it's not confirmed yet. And he's still holding like mostly BNB. He put 900K in Venus, borrowed against it for stables. Looks like he still has 1 million BNB in his wallet. They only put 20 million in stables on Geist and borrowed 10 million in ETH. Doesn't look like, I don't think he's dumped it. He didn't move it to other wallet addresses. It's still on one wallet address. You think you would have sent it by now. Yeah, a lot of people are freaking out, but I don't know if it's confirmed. It's not confirmed that it's a hack.
So I'm now going to repeat the thing that I started this conversation with for anyone that's joining. So I trade these things for money, right? Like that's what me, and I'm assuming a lot of you are interested in as well, and probably more so. But in this moment, when you have volatility, right, there's inefficiencies or there's news with which to act from. In that case, when I see that there's hack, I really don't care. In fact, I can put I'm going to put a screenshot. Like I'm going to do really like tactfully so that I don't violate stuff here. Where is it? Here was my. Where the hell did it go? Here. I basically was saying, look, if there's news, then if something happened, like if a hacker destroyed everything. Oh, there we go. I found it. And here was what I said. So if anyone that's watching my screen, I'm going to just throw up one of these things up. Good old fashioned. And this is the telegram that I was having here, right? I basically said, look, what I actually do is I'll educate myself on what the hell's going on, what it means by people that Binance was hacked, and then reach an independent conclusion without freaking out, right? And once again, full disclosure, I'm long both ETH and Binance after my quick D&D. Existential threat means the dip is justified. I'm not touching it, and I probably missed the move, so I'm not even going to try and chase it. Right. And then I said, if the protocol got fucked and if somebody basically stole stuff, if a hacker was a hacker and now he's selling whatever he hacked, that's not a problem. That is like, I don't care if the seller is a criminal or a rich person. If the supply is being flooded, but the entire system is still maintaining its integrity, then that's cool. Like Terra Luna, that was an existential threat, right? The whole system broke down because it didn't work anymore. It wasn't just fear. Whereas with this, if it's just the guy's flooding coins, that's a great buying opportunity. And so far, obviously very few people were able to time the bottom, but I got close, right? Like I got in at, I don't know, I'll have to look at my logs here in a second, but 279, $7 ago, right? So that's like a nice move up. And it looks like the craziness has stopped, right? What else do I look at when I'm looking at a chart? Like when are things happening? They're happening in the following moments. Here, what the hell? Okay, sorry people, I'm still learning how to use this thing. Here something happens because of the price, right? Really, I should put that elsewhere. Then it happens again here. Oh my God, this is horrible. All right, no, sorry. Let's try a different picture. Let's do an arrow. Sure. So here stuff is happening because there's a price. Then here things are happening, right? This whole range, not just this tiny area, this whole section right here, stuff is happening because big moves are happening. So these are fundamental, and the fundamental could also be news-based. So these are the 3 prices that are relevant here because that's when the change in pricing has happened. Ethereum's only really had one, all right? And whatever happened, so you have to go back and look at all the blockchain analysts and see exactly what happened at this moment, whether there's some huge sell associated with this moment, the reason why I say these things do not look the same at all, because they don't at all. Like, so here's what happens: this violent move where it goes in 1, 2. I'm gonna look at the 1 minute chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. You have this drop, this massive drop. But within this same minute, right? The minute starts up here at 13.50, drops down to 13.42, drops $8, and then it recovers. Right? This thing right here is an arbitrage. This right here, whoever's responsible for this one is either part of the plan or is a really good arb. But there should be a similar one on this side. There isn't. And this is going to dump on me. I do not like it. ETH, I'm going to drop my ETH. And this one I'm still very happy with. I don't like what this is doing. This is not looking bullish at all. So here, I'm going to draw some lines on this thing. I don't know yet. I'm going to walk you through my thought process. I haven't really reached a conclusion yet, but I'm definitely not very enthusiastic about this. BNB I'm perfectly cool with. I'm not worried about that at all based on the chart. You keep reading me the news, and I will basically tell you what I see here. Uh-oh. That's existential. Oh, damn it. Don't do that. No. You don't do that. You don't tell people not to panic. That's exactly what you do if you tell people not to run for the doors. No. Come on, CC. You're not new at this game. Oh, jeez. All right. Hold on. I just now realized that like anyone that's watching Periscope or other platforms can only hear me maybe and Chun, but not anyone else. So if anybody that's watching the stream elsewhere, I guess go on Twitter and just open up the stream. Sorry for the hodgepodge stream. We literally just trying to put things together. But anyways, let me find this tweet. Let's see what we're talking about here. Let's look for BSC, you said, and let's look at CZ. Actually, let's go here. CZ. It's not about cat. Yeah, this is the thing I was making fun of him for. Like, I opened up my Twitter and this is what I sounds like. Right now, crypto seems to be flowing out. Oh, he didn't tweet anything. He hasn't tweeted unless he's been getting his replies. Let's see. No, there's nothing. CZ hasn't, so that's fake news. CZ didn't tweet anything. He's not telling people not to panic, so that's good. Because if he does panic, I'm going to panic. If he says don't panic, I'm going to panic. I'm taking my money out of, and I have a lot in Binance. Like, who did? Oh, but Credit Suisse is Credit Suisse. Oh, come on, they're like they invented the fuck ups. They're responsible for like the Volmageddon in February 2018. Like they're no strangers to fuckery, and they can withstand all sorts of big blows. I'm not worried about them. But if a crypto person says don't panic, then that's bad news. Let's see, BSC. I started my search and I never followed up with it. Let's do latest. I have my lunch over here that I haven't. Oh, but I just realized I'm not on camera. I couldn't get my camera to work for some reason. A short what? So, okay. Are you treating both coins the same or no? Okay, you're going to lose money. Don't short BNB. So buy it. Look, I'm already really heavily invested in ETH. It's because I'm not going to bore everyone with my life story, but I had a position this morning and then I went and I wasn't like really trading. I just had a position in there. So I'm learning this. Actually, fun story. I tried to blow out my account over the weekend and I failed. I literally went as like, I went as leveraged as this thing would let me with ETH, and I was just like keep buying and buying. You know, it's not a big position. This account's like what, a few $1,000s now. Where's my thing? It's like $2,500, right? But like but I was clicking like buy with leverage, right? And then if the markets all crashed over the weekend, and then I checked in the morning, and like, sure enough, they didn't actually quote unquote liquidate me the bad way. They're really nice about the liquidation. They literally just sell down your position until your collateral equates, which is super nice. Like, no, there's other places that just go fuck yourself. We were closing the door and game over, play again, more money. Anyways, so I had this ETH position, so I'm kind of pretty much stuck in it, so I don't really care. But, and then I did the same thing. I don't even know why I went after Binance, but ironically, those were the two positions that I had open before this happened. So yeah, don't buy Binance. I'm gonna do a technical analysis here on Binance right now. What it's doing, okay? I just don't know how to draw on these things yet. So I will do my best. If not, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do. This is gonna be like super stupid, but whatever. Because I'm not quick with these things. So what do I see with this? I'm looking at a chart where you have like a down, right? And then you're gonna have something that looks like this. But the part that I'm focused on is this part right here, right? Like this is healthy for any chart, right? Well, actually, let's be honest. The move just goes until here, right? But this is like, what am I looking? The width of these things are about the same, like the hopty-dops, right? These things are taking about the same amount of time. The intensity by which they're going up is also about the same, right? Like, so it's nice and symmetrical. This is orderly. This is not a panic move, right? But let's look at the panic move. The panic move itself is also nicely symmetrical, right? Oh, damn it. You have where's my pen, right? Like you have the boom, 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 right? Like this is what happened. Granted, this is the initial stages of like good luck, game over. But like this move down here, right? Like if I were to start doing statistical analysis on the magnitude of this move, the standard deviations, whatever, these three moves down here, right? If you can't follow my arrows, this portion corresponds to this one, this portion corresponds to this drop, and this portion corresponds to this drop. They seem to be about the same. They take about the same amount of time. So this orderly. What would worry me if that wasn't the case? What would worry me is if a chart looks like, if a chart looks like this, right? That is a problem. That's no symmetry there. That's an issue. This is what it looks like when you're fucked. And I don't trade that stuff. I don't touch it. I don't care. Even if there's money to be made, there's also a lot of money to be lost. But this is normal, right? So because it's normal, I no longer care of what's happening in the news. I will use the news to entertain me while I make my trades. So that said, let's go ahead and drop this chart. Let's first get rid of any old drawings that I had. I don't have any. Perfect. And let's see what we have. Let's look at, let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, there's my drawing. So actually that does kind of look a little bit bad, but not really. So what do I mean? Let's put this guy here-ish. Let's fix it up a little. See if we can find a nice fit to it. There it is. Kind of. I don't know. Okay, so I'm being sloppy, but nevertheless. So this is the move that I'm working at, because this is a 4-hour time frame, right? So like the beginning of this thing starts in September, right? And so I'm comfortable with this pattern being the one that's dominating. I could zoom out if I cared about it, but I'm day trading, so that's fine with that. So let's zoom into, let's say, 30 minutes. Let's see what's happening on the smaller scale. So that drawing that I just drew, that's the one that's going to trump any other move that I see. Like any patterns or any decisions I make are based off of that first drawing. So I've memorized what that looks like. And I wait for this thing to load. All right, so let's extend this right because it is the one that counts. And that's good. And should I adjust this? I really should adjust this. This is really sloppy drawing. Not very happy with it. Fine. No, it's on my Twitter. Anyone that goes on my Twitter can see the stream. I don't know. Yeah, let me fix this because it's going to annoy me. Hold on. This is important that we get this part right here. is. Okay, that's okay. Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? That one. No, it's still not good. I'll take that one. All right, so I'll take that one. The rumor is what?
The rumor is that the hacker was able to fake a bridge message and withdraw coins. So he was obviously in
spoofing trades. It's the oldest trick in the book. There's a guy.
There's a dude that what was it called? The Flash Crash spoof trader. Like some dude literally in his parents' basement. It's like this guy right here. He's sentenced to detention and home. Like
I remember reading this guy. He was like in his parents' basement.
Literally, that's what he did. He did a $1 trillion. What did it say there?
This is in your book. That's where I saw
it. It is in my book. Hold on a second. That's where I'm
$1 trillion market crash by doing what you just described. Anyways, so I'm doing my technical analysis. So far, this thing is nice, right? This fits this pattern. There's like a ton of patterns I could draw, but I'm just going to go with this one because I like it, right? So this is obviously long, like midterm bullish, yada, yada. It's relatively respecting. So anyone that's judging my TA, just know that I did this super fast. I'm still not happy with the drawing, but it will suffice, right? So what would have happened under a non-news situation? If I'm chilling here and this thing's doing whatever the hell it's doing, and it drops below this, right? I'm officially out of this thing. This channel is no longer valid, and I'm finished, right? Which is why I'm not happy, because this here obviously that doesn't incorporate for that, but this is down for long enough that even if I were to correct my drawing, I can safely say it dropped the channel. But it was based off of news. It was based off of fundamentals. The fundamental meaning somebody supplied, like flooded the supply, right? So I'd be done. But this appears to be some type of an ARB, and now you're telling me it's a spoof. So I'm still not going to believe you until we know once everything's settled and done. However, but let's go with that being the latest theory, because I'm assuming people are getting more information, and now they know that it's not a hacker, it's a spoofer. And maybe people that don't know the same thing. Exactly. It's a dude that's smart and figured out a way to make money, right? I'm calling this thing here really loud noise, but I'm still calling it noise. And this is the inefficiency right here that I've exploited, right? I purchased down here somewhere. I need to go check my logs, right? The inefficiency is the market has the information wrong and they're emotional. And the impact of that emotion was pretty damn big. So if you're a stats guy, or if you're a guy that likes, mean regression or whatever, you're going to have a situation where you're longing back up to this line right here. That said, I'm keeping a really close eye on it, right? And actually, as we've been talking, this has now no longer become very bullish at all. This thing right here. This thing right here. This thing right here is not inspiring any confidence, right? It's not inspiring confidence because that symmetry that I was pointing out earlier. Let's get rid of this thing because I don't need it
anymore, and I'm not happy.
I feel like gambling, so
this is gambling. No, but don't treat it yet. You need to. Okay, so first thing you do is you predict what's going to happen. The second thing that you do that has nothing to do with your prediction is find a way to make money off of your prediction, assuming you're right. Knowing that something's going to go down doesn't help you at all. You just need to find a trade. So this right here, this line, this move where it dropped out of this guy right now. Let's see if my stupid circles work. Where's my circles? They were up here. Well, Jesus Christ. That thing right there, right, made me no longer confident. And right around here was when I was telling you, you're going to lose money. In fact, I remember quite clearly it was this candle right here when you said that. But then we talked a lot, and then that things changed. But I don't know that I'm bearish because maybe, this is no longer. Yeah, things have stopped moving. Look, well, like it seems like okay. So now what am I looking at? Activity stop. How do I know activity stop? I could look at the volume. I don't usually look at volume unless it's for just these little things. But the size of these candles are a lot smaller, right? So that's how I know things like fewer things are happening. Look at this tiny candle here. Look at this tiny candle here. All right, look at this massive candle here. Look at this massive candle here. So big things happen here. Things are cool. So right here, maybe there's people that are afraid. I don't even think this is technical, but it's still not a problem. I'm maintaining my line. In fact, I don't even think I have any stops. I don't have any stops. Yeah, I'm good. Anyways, I wouldn't short it yet. I wouldn't short it yet because I don't see the short trade. Just because it broke out of here doesn't mean that it's going to go down. It could just stay here forever. All right, it can just kind of hang out here. There's no like, there's two things. So if you're starting off with trades, with technical analysis, what you tend to do is the following, right? You try to find a pattern. You have these mnemonic devices known as formations, the head and shoulders, the ascending wedge, the cross of death, whatever. They have fancy names, and what they are is they're just mnemonics. They help you identify stuff when you're getting started, because a person is looking at a chart for the first time just sees lines and they can't make sense out of it. So let's, for example, try to find a pattern here that is identifiable, that is easy. Okay, yeah, here's one. I'm gonna kind of cheat, but I'm gonna use it anyway. So let's use this right here. This pattern that I'm about to draw is called the cup and handle, right? So here's since I can't use my brush, it's gonna look like a V. So I apologize. The cup and handle is meant to be round. Doesn't matter. And this is what you get, right? This also can sometimes be interpreted as an inverse head. Inverse head and shoulders. Like, you can draw like 18 different patterns that end up being basically the same thing. But this is what it looks like. You have this support resistance line right here, right? And I'm looking at just this part right here. This is the pattern that is a tradable pattern. So let's say that we're chilling, we're talking. You have the support. How do you know support? Because it comes down here, it goes up. It comes down here, it goes back up. It comes down here. Once it drops this line right here, then you're in trouble because it goes down a long way, right? But then it recovers symmetrically, meaning like it goes down and it goes back up relatively same magnitude and time. And then you have a second round where it does the same thing, but with a smaller amount, right? This is the cup and handle. And it's a bullish formation. What does a bullish formation do? It tells you once it leaves this place, you're in good shape. So what happens? Boom, right? You made money, right? Like this was right there. So the formation came through true, and you've made money, right? I could draw 18 different pictures that is also going to justify that move. For example, I can do an ascending triangle, right? Ascending triangle there's a few different ways of doing this, right? But you have the characterization of this price. Let me change the color here to denote that this is not part of the drawing. All right, we'll make this let's make it blue. So you have the price that goes down a lot, right? And then you have the price trying to recover. The price is going up. Actually, no, I did this the wrong way. This is supposed to be like this, right? So the price that goes up, it gets rejected during that support resistance line, goes down, but by a smaller degree, goes up again, gets rejected by this SR, goes down again, but even lesser degree. So you have a bottom, a higher bottom, and a higher bottom, but the top continues to be the same relatively. Once it breaches it, then you go. And what is the trade in both of these bullish formations? This one right here, right? Which is it went up, right? Damn it. Sorry, I promise I will learn how to use this platform for next time I trade. So first this price goes up, then the price goes back down. It tests this guy right here, right? And that's your confirmation. That is the point. That is your trade with which you can profit. Why? Because you can define your risk. You can then say, okay, well, I guess I'm going to make my trade that goes from like, this is my this is my target. This is my stop. And then when you're wrong and blah, 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 blah. And then that's how you can systematically profit from this news or trade or whatever. If you're just reading a tweet and telling me, holy shit, it's bad, and then you short sell, and then you say, holy shit, it was a misprint. The only thing that was hacked was the Twitter account that said that the Binance was hacked. And then you read another news, then all of a sudden you're being really reactionary, and there's no way you're going to beat anybody. So what I choose to do instead... So anyway, so if you're new to trading, find a formation, and if you want to supplement it with news, go for it, right? Just because you know stuff about why it's happening isn't enough to profit. So if you know bad stuff is happening or good stuff is happening, find one of these little pictures that you're familiar with, because that little picture is going to tell you how to put your stop, how to put your target, what to expect, how long the trade should take, when you're going to be wrong, etc.
So wait, what's the next move here with the current price?
But you won't make any money if I tell you. That's the problem. That's what you don't understand.
But I told you earlier, I said, I'm long, and then I'm buying, and then that was it. That's my trade, and I'm sitting there because I don't see a profitable trade right here. So let's do some more analysis. But anyways, but I didn't get a chance to finish. If you're not a beginner, if you've looked at charts like me, like for decades on end, you don't need to draw lines on a chart. In fact, I don't have grid lines. I seldom have volume on here. I have it here today. I've just started playing with the depth of market. This thing is over here just because I get bored and I like to have more stuff to look at. But on any given day, my charts look like this, like literally nothing to be seen other than the price, because it allows me to get a feel for it. And then I can tell you it's looking bullish and it's looking bearish. And that is my formation, right? When this thing was right here, this was looking, no, sorry. When this thing was here, right there, this candle right here, I insist, it was this one or this one, it was looking really bullish, right? But things changed right here. This is a really sad set of lines. What does this line look like? I don't know if maybe it has a formation name or another one, but I'll find you another place where we saw that earlier today. Right? Like we saw that here where it's like, right? Like it just vomits everywhere. And it vomits, right? So that's why I'm not too happy with this one here, but it's not vomiting, so it's not necessarily confirmed. Your biggest risk, or anybody that's trying to trade this, is going to be the following thing. At least it's my biggest risk, is that it stays in this box. If it stays in this box, anyone trying to trade the news right now is going to lose money unless you know that you're trading inside that box and you're doing it on purpose. Meaning you're going to try and predict every move. You're upset because maybe you lost money, or maybe you're upset because you could have made money and you didn't catch this and you didn't catch this. And now you're hoping to be on the next one because now you've logged into your computer and you're ready to go.
Yes.
Right. But by now the news is over.
Now it's going to stay here and you're going to change your mind all day long. And this thing's just going to shake you out of your money. So there is no profit. I don't see, sorry, maybe there is one, but with my personal strategy and experience, I can't find one. Actually, there's something right here that's interesting here. I can't find, given my style, given my experience, given what works for me, I don't see a profitable strategy. So I'm not touching it. I'm already long. So that's not really a trade.
I'm going to trade based on sentiment because like this is a huge hack to BNB, and it's, it's one of the safest like decentralized chains, smart contract friendly, better than Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. And now we're seeing that the bridge was hacked. They've stopped the chain. Anyone that's a fan of decentralization and, safety and all of that is going to leave this ecosystem.
So, but what's the trade?
So how do you profit from that? Let's assume that you're right. Let's assume that you are a wizard.
What is the trade? What, you just buy it and you just hang out for a while?
I'll just open a short and hang on to it for a bit.
And then what? There we go.
Hope.
Apologize, I'm just not having my lunch. Here's the problem. Let's suppose, for example, that you buy right here, right? Because you find some other tweet. And you say, it's going to go up. And then it goes, actually, no. Let's go back to this example. Let's go back to these formations. All right. Let's suppose that we are right here with my cup and handle, right? So this is what's happening, right? So you're asking me, hey, Jamie, what do you think is going to happen? And you ask me right around here, or maybe right around here. And I tell you, I am very bullish. I would buy this, right? And how would I buy it? I'm going to wait till it breaches this line. I'm going to wait for it to come back down, and then I'm going to purchase it at that moment. And I will have a stop and I'll have a target, right? And my target and stop is my own little silence, but I'll tell you when I made money with my trade or lost money with the trade. It will have been decided ahead of time. But you, on the other hand, say, you know what? You can make all the astrology drawings you want. I know what's happening and you don't. And you say, holy shit, it was a false alarm. It was a spoof trade. Next thing you know, we get this candle right here, all right? This big green one. Now, all of a sudden, and you purchased right here. You purchased right here because you read the information and you're better informed than I am, which is valid. I'm not trying to be facetious, right? Like that's a viable strategy. And all of a sudden you purchased it right here. Now you've made a lot of money because of the tweet. And you're like, hell yeah, look at that, right? But then all of a sudden this starts happening, right? Now you're kind of left helpless because you're like, well, what was I trying to do? It was a bullish tweet, right? What if your tweet's coming out of order? I don't know. This is actually a pretty decent technical play right here. This is a really nice line. Actually, this is very tradable. Right. You want your trade? Here it is. Buy. Buy it. Buy it right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. You're going to buy it, and I'll tell you what the trade is. I'm going to see if I can find a pattern around it. Once again, I just look at the sentiment, and I just know that it's good. Well, I don't know, but what did I do? I don't know anything, right? But I just have a feel for it, and I also have a way of mechanically mitigating my being wrong, right?
Not financial
This
advice.
No, I'm talking about me. People want to do whatever they. Free will is a beautiful thing, man.
I'm just adding disclaimer.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So here's your trade. So I would long right here because it is holding this line right here. This line right here is a good line. I'm not going to tell you why. Just believe me. Actually, let me make sure I have it. No, it is this one.
It is this line. So it's a good line. Well, sorry. I believe this line is good. You can make your own conclusions. So
283 and 95 cents.
in fact, here, let's throw in some, let me throw this chart on this side because now I have additional tools now that I've started playing with volume. Down here you have, where do you do this thing here? Yeah, I started doing this when I got this broker, which I'm in love with because it's got so many buttons.
Let it think. Anyways, oh, look at that. Look at that. It agreed with me. Ah, boy, I love that when I'm right. Okay, so this line right here, this thing right here is like a math formula, and it figured it out, and I won't really bother. So it's putting it right there. My line is actually a little bit lower, but whatever. And the other line it drew on the left side, this is today's line, and this is this week's line. This week's line, ironically, I guessed it right on the money, right? So if you look at the chart that didn't have these tools, mainly this one. So actually, no, this is a good learning opportunity, by the way. This thing that I just did, where I clicked a bunch of buttons and it drew the lines for me ahead of time, right? It's finding easier ways to reach the same conclusion. So eventually you can just look at the chart and draw the lines, but in this case, it was wonderful validation knowing that it was pretty damn close. So these lines basically just mean that they're important. Let's just call it that. I'm not going to go through a large philosophy thing. I have reason to believe it's not going below this line, right? And I can come up with reasons, but that's my theory. I have reason that it's not going to go below this line. And I do also think that if it goes below this line, I'm willing to use this line right here, give or take, as a proof that I was wrong. Maybe I'd give myself a little more wiggle room. So if I would have bought it right here when I told you a minute ago, or where was it? Right here, I don't even know. If you would have bought it somewhere in this little range right here, your stop is this one right here.
Right. So now I know how much.
For people that are listening. So the support.
Oh, sorry.
So the buy would have been 282.98. So 283 would have been the buy, or anything. Now you can still buy it. Look, it's still good. The stop is 281. No, sorry, 282. So the buy is 283. The stop is 282. And your profit is 287. Just right below 287. I'm going to go with like 286.7, right? That's the range that I believe we're going. And I believe this range is an extremely strong range. I do believe it's going to be a while before we leave this box. But I also believe, why is this tradable? Because this box is a box, basically a horizontal line between 287 and 283. I also believe that not only is it going to be a while before it leaves this box, maybe it'll kind of shake a little bit and it's going to run some stops, whatever. But when it touches one of these two lines, I believe there is an additional tradable event. So when it touches this one, you can buy it. And when it touches this one, you're going to be very afraid. This takes a lot of balls, right? But you short this one up here. I don't recommend it if you're new to this game because you need a stomach and you need a practiced stomach. So let me show you an example of somebody that made money with this line. This guy goes down, whatever it is. Somebody saw the same line that I did. And they said, I'm shorting this line. They shorted the crap out of it here, but they need a lot of balls because look how bullish this thing goes. If you're looking at a chart that is just, let's get rid of these profiles. If you're looking at a chart that just is this, if this was the moment in time that I told you, hey, you're supposed to short right now, who the hell is going to short this thing? Nobody's going to short this thing because it's like super. Look at the size of these green candles. Sure enough, this person made money. Why do I like these lines so strong? And I'll show you where the next one's going to be. Right here. So if you missed the first one, you're all but guaranteed that this right here, 292.74, give or take. I don't know. You have to zoom in to get a better. Oh no, this is zoomed in.
So my
This
take
right here.
profit is at 286 and 292.
No, your profit is just at 287 or 286 and a half or whatever. Like this line here. Don't touch this one yet. You're still far away from this one. This is just in case somebody. So the reason why I drew that second line is somebody made a lot of money. It required a lot of, I don't know, testicular fortitude to short this trade right here, right? At exactly 7:38, 5:38, which was like almost an hour ago. It reached 287. And this person knew what they were doing, and they shorted it, and they made a killing, and they shorted it to the other side of the line. You won't get that move again. That move is not going to be repeated like that, right? Where it was so violent. Maybe it will, but I doubt it. But I can guarantee that you're going to get the same thing that happens when it goes back to 292.7. This line right here, what happened here will happen here again. Once again, I'm not going to explain to you why. It's just I don't even know. Just is. Call it intuition, right? The same. Let's actually ray this thing left. Ray left. No, yeah, there we go. Whenever you have this happen, right? What do I mean by this? You have a chart that's pretty much hanging out all day long. It's not doing anything. It's boring all day. You didn't get any action. And all of a sudden you get this ridiculous drop where you didn't have a retest. I mean, count that if you want. This is called symmetrical, normal, This is called the thing that I'm not going to touch. Look at that thing, right? You have this happen, which is like a vertical line from 292 to hell knows where. You break all sorts of mechanisms. You have all sorts of people stuck in all sorts of places. You have a lot of hands in this thing. And when this price recovers to the moment right before all hell broke loose, hell will temporarily break loose again. So that's why I drew that one. Right now you should still be long, and you long it to here. And your to here is 287. So there's your trade. All right. So now go look at your news. Go find out why I'm right.
Thank you.
Once again, I'm not making
Fun of you, even if it sounds like that.
like I'm really not.
No.
Now we're gonna find out why it works.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's up $2, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, imagine if you used like 100x leverage, then you'd be up like $2.
I'd like to
$100.
repost the StreamYard link.
Or whatever you'd like.
For
but StreamYard is
It's simulcasting to Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter on Periscope.
Oh, some guy's telling me no audio. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if people.
Oh, it's because you muted yourself on Periscope. Oh, damn it.
I thought there was feedback.
No, I told you to unmute yourself. No. Yeah, no one's gonna watch the other ones. I'm sorry. Whatever.
Sorry, everyone. We're still figuring this out.
They can have their money back. I'll send them a refund. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll figure out a setup so that we can quickly throw something like this together next time and not.
Because tomorrow is supposed to be interesting. I think the non-farm payrolls are announced tomorrow. I know you don't, but it's supposed to be interesting.
Yeah, there is. You have a liquidity event. Liquidity event is when you have big moves. So they were interested because of that. I don't read the NFTs, but the real interesting stuff is this, right? Where it's non-schedules. Like I could tell you the exact moment that the NFP report comes out. So if you can predict this economic calendar event, then it's cool because you can be ready and it doesn't catch you by surprise. But the ones that really make money are these ones right here. I want to see where I bought my BNB. Let me go into my FTX account just so that I can mark my calendar. No, it's not this one. No, it was this one. Hold on a second. Yeah. Oh, God damn it, my ad blocker. Let me pull this one here. FTX. And my order history. Sorry, I would actually show this, but I don't know how much personal information is on here. Let me see. Settings, orders, order history. There she is. All right, so there it is. So there were my numbers are these ones right here. And I'm going to put them in here, paint. And I'm going to, oh, come on, dude. So I bought BNB at, whoops, here, and I bought some more BNB at here. So 279 and 283. Jesus. 279. So it was literally right around here. So it must have been either this candle here, or this candle here. One of these three. So I'm just going to put my arrow here. If I can find it. This one. So let's kind of put it around here. And I'm going to mark that line at, what did I say, 279? So 279. Oh no, hold on a second. What was it? Oh, it's 287. Okay, so it was actually higher up. Yeah, so let's just put, whoops. So somewhere here was my first, oh, stop it. Oh, annoying. And then the second one was at 283, which was a while ago, so I don't think it was anytime soon. So 283 would have been this one. So I'm going to just say this was my second entry. I don't actually have an exit yet.
Right, because I just bought them because I am long it. Look, I'm long, like I put in, I don't know how much money into it.
Like $3,000, I guess. But I'm already long it from earlier. So like, but the earlier trade was just, I wasn't trading it. I was trying to do other stuff. But when I started trading, like when we started talking, these were my trades. I'm long, and I'm not bearish. So I don't really need to figure out the rest of my trade because I'm going to go and have dinner with my wife and kids. I'm not going to sit in front of my screen. So I don't care if it takes a day or a week to make money. I'm pretty sure my 2 entry points were good. And that's that. That's my trade. And if I was being impatient, then I guess I would trade to this line right here. But I mean, liquidity's dead. This thing's not moving anymore. There's nothing happening. You're done. There's nothing to do. But if it drops below this line right here, though, that's where I'm going to put my stops. 281.9. Then I'm going to be pretty damn bearish. Why? Because I said so. I don't know. I mean, you could call it a triple bottom. You can call it like I don't know. There's so many drawings that tell you the same thing. But this is still bullish. This is still looking healthy. This is recovering from earlier. And anybody that wants to practice your guts, short this line here. And I'll come back when it gets closer to this line. Maybe I'll do another simulcast and I'll actually short this live. Doesn't guarantee that you'll make money, but it's a damn good opportunity to do so. All right, cool. I'm gonna go. Thank you, everybody, and sorry for the technical difficulties. And I'll talk to you later. Take care.